our Kent State Football Weekly press conference. We will start with Coach Burns' opening statement, then open up for questions.
Obviously, disappointing loss last week against Ohio. A really good football team, a team that I expect to be competing for a conference championship. When you watch the tape and review the tape, I was really pleased with their guys' effort. I thought they played hard throughout the whole game. Made some still youth mistakes, I think, that are just need more repetition at certain positions. But I think overall, the team, we watched the film and said we're closer than we are than the score probably actually looked like. But this team was great yet last night, went back to work. That's a good thing about having a youthful team. They don't know any better, but coming back to work and learning and getting better. And excited about the chance to go play a good Miami team this week. Miami is a really good football team. They're 4-1 in the league. Another team, I think this is the third straight team, a team that's competing for a conference championship. It's a team that's got seniors all over the place, so they're a very experienced team. It's led by their quarterback, Brett Gabbert. He's been there for a very, very long time. Got hurt last year, but you can tell he's back in full form now. The offense runs through him. They've got a veteran receiving core that's really, really talented, and a senior running back that's a good player as well. So again, we got our hands full on defense for sure. On their defense side of the ball, it's led by their grad linebacker, Matthew Sobach, actually a kid from Hudson area here. And then they got a Ty Weiss, another senior linebacker. So two veteran linebackers. You can see how they play. They play very confident, and they have a lot of reps underneath their belt. So we've got a nice challenge here. I've always respected Coach Martin. I've known him for a very, very long time. His teams are always sound and disciplined. He's a very good friend, and so excited to get the chance to go up there and play a really good Miami team. So with that being said, I'll open up for questions.
We'll start off our voice of Golden Flashes, Rob Polinsky.
Thank you, Chase. Thanks, Coach. Wanted to ask you, about Gabbert. Can you kind of compare and contrast him to who you just saw Wednesday with Navarro?
Yeah, they're different. I think Gabbert's more of a guy that's going to sit back there and manage an offense. He doesn't put them in bad situations. He puts the ball where it needs to go. I think the guy we played this week used his feet a little bit more than what Gabbert does, but he definitely can. But when we look at just the numbers of rushes, he's got less. But he's the senior of the quarterback batch that you're seeing in this league. He's kind of the statesman of it all. He's been there for a long, long time. Helped lead him to a conference championship. He's on par to do the same thing this year. What's most impressive when you watch him on tape is his command and leadership. You can tell the offense is running through him. I'm sure he puts him in a lot of checks and gets him in the right play. And again, he's a guy who's got a lot of reps under his belt. So we'll have a challenge of trying to do some things to disguise our coverage, but then not doing too much with all the youth we're playing out there to confuse ourselves. So there's a good balance there we're going to have to do.
After you watched the film, can you talk about how impressive Baco was? It just seemed like he was in on about every other play defensively for us on Wednesday.
Yeah, he played well. He's played a lot of snaps for us. He's probably one of the guys that's played more than others. He's playing his best football right now. I think the past 2 games has been his best. I told him that. I think he's starting to wear on Tevin a little bit. So Tevin Tucker, who's a redshirt freshman, starting to play better and more comfortable back there as well. I was impressed with our safety group. I thought they were able to help limit some of the explosive plays by getting the ball down. We're kind of depleted at linebacker with Rocco Nickel out now and then some of the other guys. But I thought they did a good job of filling in and making sure that they kept the ball in front of them and they tackled well.
You kind of led into my next question. With Nickel out, how difficult was that, and how did you think that linebacker group overall, tried to pick it up with some younger guys, new guys in different roles to try to make up for Rocco's absence?
Yeah, you got Rocco who's out now with the ACL for the year, and then you got Caleb who's been battling a knee injury as well. So most of the reps are being divvied up by Nyland Brown, a true freshman with a very bright future from Ben Davis High School, and then Jaden Studio, another true freshman from Perry High School, who had already been playing, but they've been playing in a backup role. Their snaps are probably around 30 to 40% of the game. Look at last game, they were in there about 70, 80% of the time. So there was some growth throughout the game, I thought, where they did a better job as the game went on. But like everything, they need reps, they need repetition, and they're getting them now. Those 2 kids are going to be exceptional football players someday. And the great thing about this whole recruiting class is that we've got here, this true freshman group, is that our football team sees it. We had a captain's breakfast where the senior speaker basically talked about that, like he hasn't seen this much talent since he's been here in a freshman class. So those guys have got to step up now. We played Jose Cordoba at D-line in the Western Michigan game, and then we decided not to play him anymore because he's just where he can redshirt still. And we played Aiden Burgess this week, another true freshman who's got a bright future at D-line. And he's going to play his 4 games now. And then you saw on special teams, we had a lot of freshmen out there. I think 7 guys started on punt that are true freshmen, and 6 or 7 on kickoff that are true freshmen. So again, we're getting these guys reps now, and again, not moving on by any means, but with our injuries that we have, it's even forced us to get some of these guys on the field sooner than they're probably ready to play. But really impressed with Baca, really impressed with the youth of our football team and how it's rising, and then I'm impressed with our senior leadership and how they're helping these guys kind of progress into their career.
And then with the offensive line with Golden going down the other night and having to make some switches there, you saw, I don't know how much Cecil Wilson has played, but just can you talk about the changes you had to do, kind of on the fly because you continue to have injuries that just mount there?
Yeah, that group has had its fair of injuries this year. We didn't play with Jim Toe, who's probably he's probably playing the best the last 2 games of the O-line group, and then Cam Golden's probably a close second. They were a big reason why we were running the ball better because we got Cam back and we were able to put our pieces back together. But you lost Cam in the game for sure. I don't know the extent of that injury, but probably won't see him this week. Hopefully you get Gemto back. But just piecing 5 guys together has been difficult for Coach Linegrover this year. And like I always say, injuries when you're building a program, injuries play a big role into it. And it's not an excuse, that's a reality. When you lose the amount of guys we've lost, it's forcing young guys to play and to play sooner than they're ready. Because we didn't go in the portal and just get all these portal kids to back it up. We decided to get freshmen in here, and I've said that over and over again. We brought freshman class after freshman class after freshman class in here that are really talented, but it's going to take them time. They're probably having to play a little bit sooner than I wanted them to. But that's just a part of college football. It'll bode well for us in the future.
With Tomlinson getting his first start at quarterback, when were you able to let him know that he would be, starting for you? And moving forward, what's the plan this week at that position?
Yeah, Tommy was battling a little bit of an injury for after the game, and we held him out of practice most of that little 10-day sprint there, and hoping he was going to get better, and he did get better. He probably could have helped us in the game, but he hadn't practiced most of the week. He didn't practice till the day before, and I didn't want to throw him out there just in a live game with him still a little bit bummed up. And then hadn't practiced much, so we went with Ruel and we told him the day and a half before, and he was prepared. He played. He practiced all week, and then I didn't think he played I thought he played pretty solid, honestly, for a true freshman going out there and starting his first career start. He didn't put the ball in danger. There was one time where the receiver really just tipped it off his helmet and the ball went in the air. But other than that, I thought he made some really good decisions. We had to play better around him. We didn't play very well around him. I thought up front we struggled. And then, receivers, uncharacteristic of us, we had more drops than normal. And we got to figure that out and help the kid out a little bit. But moving forward, we'll see how Tommy is this week. He is the next guy up, obviously, and we'll see if he's full strength. If he is, we'll move on with him. If he's still struggling a little bit and still just struggling to move around, then we'll go with Ruel again.
My last one for you, just how difficult is it to juggle all this with, like you mentioned, trying to maintain red shirts for who you want to red shirt, but with your injuries, you got to have guys play that maybe, you would rather not put into those positions. Just trying to juggle all that right now and get through the rest of this regular season. Can you just talk about how you and the coaching staff are trying to go about that?
You know what? That's a great question. It's interesting. We met as a coaching staff yesterday, and with all the negativity around outside of our 4 walls, what we hold solace is that our guys believe in what we're doing. They do, and they're coming to work every single day. Rebuilds are hard. They're hard, and but they're not bad. I think sometimes people get hard and bad distinguished. And if you look at what we're doing and how we're doing it, it was always going to be a youth movement the second and third year. And it's exactly why we talked about after year 1, giving me a contract extension is because we know the formula that we decided to go here is with one of a youth movement and getting a lot of young kids in here and letting them play. And they're playing now, and that's part of it. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to struggle. One day I think the light's going to click. I know it's going to click because I've been a part of these with Craig Bowl at North Dakota State and Wyoming and PJ at Western and Michigan. And it takes time. When you have guys get hurt, though, does it prolong it a little bit more? Sure. It'd help to have 6 defensive guys back who aren't here for the season, like the Alex Branch, the Oliver Billets, the Xavier Coakley's, Rocco's, those guys. It helped, obviously, as we progress. But we're keeping our hope in our future, and our future does look bright. We've got the second best recruiting class in the MAC right now, which is the highest in program history, and it's a class following up the highest recruiting class in program history last year. So we're doing exactly what we said we're going to do. We're going to bring good, talented players in here that are young players, let them go through the war and the fire, and then develop into a really good football team someday.
Coach, thanks and good luck.
Yep, thanks.
Coach, any final statements?
Nope. Appreciate everybody's support, and if you see the guys out there, again, please keep supporting them. But excited to go up to Miami and give it a shot up there. But go Flashes, can't grip. Thanks.